Hi, Robbie Susan Chandler here from RobbieSusanCardsandCrafts.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who lives in Quincy, Florida, just right outside of Tallahassee, Florida. Today I'm here to share this beautiful card with you, made with the Spotlight on Nature stamp set and dies, and this cool, really cool embossing folder called Dotted Circles. So let's take a look at the supplies, the dimensions and measurements, and everything that we need to make this card. So we want to start out with a Night of Navy card base that's 8.5 by 5.5. I left the half off here. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and that would be your card base. So 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then we will need two basic white pieces that are 4 by 5 1/4, and one I used for the inside. And on the inside I stamped Hoping You Have the Best Day Ever from the Country Birdhouse stamp set, and I stamped that in Night of Navy. And then I added this leaf here that actually is from our Spotlight in Nature stamp set. It's this leaf, and I stamped it in Old Olive. So that's our inside piece. Now this front piece, and it's like I said 4 by 5 1/4. I embossed it with the Dotted Circles Embossing Folder. And when I placed this in here, I wanted to make sure I got my circle kind of in the middle. See where I have it here, so I could put my Night of Navy piece that I'm going to cut out right here in the middle of it. Okay, so now we have our card base, and we have our front white piece, and around this piece I adhered a lemon lolly ribbon. Of course, any yellow or maybe even Night of Navy, whatever color ribbon you'd like to put on would work fine. So we have that here, and I also have my inside down. Okay, to the front, first piece we added was a piece of Night of Navy circle cut with the Spotlight on Nature dies, and this is the one that has a little, I call them florets around the edge. And it's this die right here, and I'm not sure which size that is. Let's see, it would be right here. It's the next to the largest, right after the one with the dash circles. And that piece just goes right here in the middle. I have one, and I use dimensionals because lots of times when you've got this really raised surface here, it's hard to get your glue to stick to it. See, I'm just kind of centering it right in the middle of all these dots. So there we go. All right, our next piece was cut with another die from this set, and it's the one that's third from the largest on this side, and it has the little dashes around the edge. And the paper I used for this is Country Lace. It's a Country Lace paper. And I use this piece right here. I don't know if you can see, but it has a very faint kind of lacy eyelet look on it, and that's the piece I used for this. Now I stamped the flowers from Spotlight on Nature, these right here on this part, but then I also stamped them again on just a white sheet of paper, because, let me bring this card back, if you look, I cut these out and I layered them to give it a little more interest. So we have these, and then we have our butterfly, and he is also from Spotlight on Nature. So I stamped all of these, and the butterfly I colored this little part right here with the black, actually the light basic black, and don't let this blend fool you. I know it doesn't look like black, but it really is. And then this part I colored with dark Daffodil Delight. That's this part right in here. And then the outer edge I colored with light Lemon Lolly. So that's the way I colored my butterfly. And these I colored, well, starting with the leaves, I colored the leaves with light Old Olive. And then I colored my flowers with dark Daffodil Delight and light Daffodil Delight. And what I like to do is start at the center and do this, or at the base with the darker color, and feather out with the lighter color to the edge. Then I also put some Wink Stella on these when I finished. So here's one that I've colored. I'll get on the little pieces here. Here's one I've already colored, and let's just pop it on. The blends make coloring so easy. They're so smooth, and you get such a smooth look. Okay, I'm going to pop that there. You know, I see a little leaf I missed there. Let's get that right now. Can't have that. Let's just color our little leaf. I don't know how I missed that little guy. There we go. All right, much better. All right, so here's our bigger flower. We'll pop it right on top of the other one. And I went on and colored the underneath ones just in case, you know, somebody peeps around and looks underneath, but I didn't want the white showing underneath. I wanted it to look, you know, like more of the flower. In fact, you could offset these just a little bit to make them look more dimensional, like this one. I'm just going to angle that way just a little. There we go. Now my butterfly, to put him down, I just put a little glue right here on the black part. And this was working just fine earlier. There we go. So I just put a little glue there. Make sure it's all the way down. And just stuck down the belly because I wanted his wings kind of free. So there we go, just like that. So there's the card. Isn't that lovely? And I love the yellow and navy together, Night of Navy. I think it's a pretty combination. Here's your inside. And you could color your leaf here if you wanted to, which would make it pop a little more. And put a little Wink Stella on it. So here's our card. I hope you like this card. Hope you'll try it. I have links to all the products I use down below. I also have a link to a free tutorial that you can download and get all the measurements and instructions. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. And until next time, happy crafting.